Josh, so you just got back from a trip.
Oh, wait, no, hold on, let's bring that back.
All right.
Let's bring that back. All right. Max, I'm gonna give you one more shot, dog. Let's do that again, dog.
Yeah, hold on. I know I was going shampoo, and I just that's all I knew about it, really.
Wait,
Max started reading one thing and then halfway through flipped the page, but it was the wrong page.
Now won't stop the way that I keep to deliver.
SJ.
I'ma make these haters reconsider.
BBC.
I kick back,
Oh,
stay
yeah.
high up for life.
Oh, yeah.
And now I won't stop.
I won't stop, I can't stop, even if I try. I won't stop, I can't stop, even if I try. I won't stop, I can't stop, even if I try. Even if I try, even if I try. I won't stop.
Hello, and welcome to Y'all Boys Talkin', a podcast about nonsensical improvement, where each week we not only talk about bettering ourselves, but how we can help you better yourself by hearing us better ourselves. It's like neurophysics. My name is Joshua Jean Baptiste.
Frank Hernandez.
I'm Maximo Santana.
And I'm Steve Della Valentina.
And the four of us have known each other for a goddamn long time. And we've been tinkering and formulating with this concept called STTT. Now, Max, if I woke up as Tom Hanks on an island with a tennis ball as a friend, and I asked you, hey, tennis ball, what's STTT? What would you tell me?
I would tell you STTT is all about lathering your hands with the hard work you need to put forth in life and applying that liberally to all the amazing goals growing out of your head, that is your hair, and then washing it off with a cool drink of life.
You know what? We're keeping that.
All right, that's the one. That's the one.
I'm refreshed.
Yeah.
I feel like I just bathed.
It reminds me of the Herbal Essence commercials.
That's what I was
I'm
going
your
for.
Venus. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
Josh, you just came back from a trip. With to the listeners, it's kind of late right now, and Josh is just a bit sleepy. Tell us about what you been doing for the past couple of days.
Yeah, Frank. I just came back from West Virginia and the D.C. tri-state area, and I was helping train camp counselors with Ann Henningfeld and her company Beyond Recreation. It was quite the experience. I've never been to a camp before. I've never been in an away camp before, so it was a chance for me to relive this alternate universe of a childhood that I never had. But I'll tell you right now, camp, my niggas. Camp. Camp is life.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were saying the noun or the verb.
Both.
Yeah.
I had a wonderful time being out there in nature, working with all types of kids from diverse backgrounds and teaching them empathy, and me being a part of that was one of the most fascinating and really thought-provoking moments for me. I was learning shit and applying it ASAP. I had called my sister and we was hashing out some shit. You know, it was good. It was really good. But it's nice to be back. The journey back was a little arduous, but I'm glad to get it popping with y'all boys today, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to do out here. You know what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is you were helping people get STTT, which leads us to our first segment, STTT of the week.
Cue the sound.
Cue sound.
STTT of the
Oh, cue sound. That's what I'm talking about. STT of the week is a person, place, thing, or neutron star that exemplifies STTT-ness. And this week, the STT of the week goes to someone real close to home, specifically Max's home. Maria Bautista. Max, take it away.
Maria Bautista is a campaign director for the Alliance for Quality Education in New York, where she advocates for public education legislation that's going to definitely help out the public school students
All across the nation.
in New York. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
The nation of New York.
Yeah. And she's been on fire lately. She recently appeared on Hot 97 advocating for laws in the area that are going to go a long way to stopping the school to prison pipeline. So in New York, as well as a lot of schools in America, Black and brown children are indiscriminately suspended more than other kids. And it's common knowledge, there's a lot of science out there that suggests that once you do that to a kid, their graduation rates plummet, go down, and their chances of going to prison go way, way up. So this new law would find alternatives to suspending kids and actually give a restorative way to figure out how they can make better what they did wrong, instead of just saying we have to kick you out of school for a while, and again give them way worse life outcomes later on. So shouts out to anyone that's doing any work to disrupt the school to prison pipeline, because that is a real problem, and certainly United States does not need any more people in prisons.
Wow, yo, can we get some hip hop horns for that? And some sounds of stampeding.
Those are all the kids that are not going to go to prison.
Yeah.
Stampeding towards success.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to you, Madam Bautista. Thanks for sort of also having my last name. So we basically doing the same thing. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna take that.
Trying to vicariously take that success.
never mind. Can we edit that
We
out?
have similar last names.
No,
so
no.
It's
I want to
in.
grab some of that.
Let's edit that out.
Speaking of fucking last names, Tekashi 6ix9ine's last name is Hernandez, and I don't want to have his I don't want any of that on my last name.
But I mean, you just put that out there.
Yeah,
like
nobody
we
knew
didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah.
So you just said,
Oh shit! So if you guys didn't know that his last name was Hernandez, he wouldn't have the last name Hernandez.
no.
Yeah.
I
I think
Also,
that's called Schrodinger's name.
my last name means I'm really, really good at guitars. So take that.
My last name means I was baptized with jeans on.
And mine is that I'm of a Valentine. Or
Look at that.
Valentina.
Oh.
I don't know.
And these jokes are means they are of a break.
Smooth.
You know what? We're keeping that. All right, it's late. It's gonna be one of these shows. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Give flowers to those who need it. All right, see you in a second.
Attention! Are you between the ages of 18 and 34? Do you work 20 or more hours a week? Would you describe your room as not messy because you know where everything is? You may be suffering from laundry chair and may be entitled to additional seating. Don't wait. Call 1-800-CHAIR-CHAIR-CHAIR. Once again, don't wait. Call 1-800-CHAIR-CHAIR-CHAIR to see if you qualify for an additional seat in your room. Our specialists are waiting.
And we are black and back. And now is the time for our meat and potatoes, our foie gras, our filet mignon, our resté de douche. I don't know what that last
Is
one
that an actual thing?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't
It's
think
not.
people eat that.
And
Yeah.
now for the main event of our podcast, our challenge checkup. Checkup! Just to give you a little context, so long ago, Max came up with this idea of like, yo, we should give each other like New Year's resolutions. We like to call them challenges. So over the course of this podcast, you will hear us failing, succeeding, and going through an emotional tale and journey over some challenges. But
To raise the stakes a little bit, our high school reunion is coming up on June 29th, which it will be, as of this recording, next Friday. And we must complete all 12 challenges, 3 each, by that time. If we fail, we must go to our fellow alumni and give a dissertation of why we failed ourselves and each other. But if we complete all 12 challenges by that time, we will be showing up to this reunion in a Tesla, blasting
What?
various songs from the YBT Presents Songs to Flex To playlist, available now within the description, including songs like Big Facts, songs from Beastie Boys, songs from 80 and Lewis, Tribe Called Quest. It's all in there. Just go check it out, subscribe, listen to that bad boy, and we'll be flexing to that when we show up.
Is that the whole name of the playlist? Is that the...
YBT Presents Songs to Flex To?
No, the whole thing you said. YBC presents songs to flex to. Link in the
Featuring
description
artists.
featuring songs by 80.
that's
That's the extended version.
Yeah.
that's That's not the name of the playlist.
I mean, it'd be a
Could
great
be.
name. We should make
I
that
could rename it
name
right
first.
now.
Yeah,
You know?
I
It's
think
just a
so.
bunch of acronyms at that point. All right, let's get into it. Max, hi. Tell us about your challenges.
Challenges. Of those, I have 3. The first challenge was to write the first 60 pages of my great American novel, given to me by Frank. Second challenges was to see a therapist, given to me by Josh. And my third challenge was to get 3 people subscribed to the Best Lives Model, a nonprofit organization I am starting, given to me by Steve. This week, gentlemen, I think it was pretty good. I'm feeling the heat of the finish line scorching my face, and I really think I'm going to cross it. I'm planning on crossing it.
But wait, why is the
successfully.
sun in front of you?
I'm running to
Scorching
the
my
sun.
face.
Y'all ain't running directly towards the sun. That's not how you.
Yeah, don't you remember that moth metaphor?
Yeah,
for success?
I'm a moth here. Yeah.
Moth memes are back.
This was explained various numbers episodes ago.
Yes. All right. So when it comes to let's work backwards here. Goal number 3, which I've already crossed off the list, mind you, to see a therapist. That one, I'm just doing a victory lap on that one, mind you. So check done already. But I still want to continue a relationship with a therapist. Don't have one right now, but I am working on getting one. This week, though, did not do a lot of working on that. What I did do was look at the list that my insurer gave me and looked up those therapists and looked at the criteria I had for a therapist and realized that none of those actually matched kind of what I'm looking for in a therapist. And yes, they're available, or at least they might have been if I had called them, but I'm not trying to waste anyone's time. I'm not trying to have a relationship with a therapist that ultimately I'm just going to, leave them for another one. I think the good part about already having this challenge done is I can be a little patient looking for the next one, and I just want to find one that actually works for me. So given that I already know what my criteria is, I'm just going to be pretty patient in that search. So
Well, does that mean
Or-
you're going to stop looking?
definitely not.
Okay.
Or Max, you can just go full Marvin's room, call up the therapist that you already had a good time with, and be like, "Hello, are you drunk right now? I'm just saying you can do better."
Okay, well, last time I did that, they told me to come back in September. So honestly, if I don't find one in September, I really did have a good experience with that therapist, and I would love to continue that relationship. So
Exactly.
worst case
So
scenario,
fuck that client that they love so bad.
yeah,
You know that he's still thinking about the times y'all had.
right. So worst case scenario, that's what I plan on doing in September. So matter of fact, I'll give myself a calendar reminder to do that in September just to make sure I follow up.
Okay. Unless you find a magical,
Yeah. Still be looking in the midterm, but in case that doesn't happen, there's that September plan.
Okay.
Cool. Next
What
goal.
else you got?
Best Lives. Nonprofit organization I would love to get up off the ground to help people take more control about how they use the internet, specifically their social media use. The last few weeks have been super, super insightful and informative. I've been working with one person week after week after week. After we recorded the podcast last week, had another meeting with them, and that went really well. Got some amazing feedback as well. And it's really starting to help me make the idea much more concrete. I still get people that hit me up and be like, yo, like, what is Best Lives? And I'm like, I've been talking about it for like 20 weeks now. But obviously, I still don't know as much about it as I need to because I still don't give people like a great idea as to what it actually is.
That's important as a nonprofit.
That's
to know.
Yeah, it's important for it to
What
be a
you're
thing,
doing.
I think. Yeah. So I'm much more aligned and clear that it's going to be like a website. It's going to be an online digital product that people are going to like work through self-paced on their own. And that's not something I knew like 4 weeks ago, for example.
Right.
So, and starting to think about what the actual design of the website looks like and what it can actually do as a website, as opposed to like a consulting service where you sit down with somebody and work with them over time.
Right.
Yeah.
Less
that's-
human interaction is better.
Right. I'm trying to scale it so that it can be, something that 1,000 people do in a week's time, right?
And in their underwear.
In their underwear, at their home, on the bus, on the train, wherever, right?
At the
Hopefully
bus
not
in their underwear.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wouldn't.
All of the above if you really want to. The website does not care.
Or does it?
Working with this person has maybe make the ideas much more concrete, and also it's going to take a lot more work than I thought it would. Certainly making it a website is not something that I've done before, so I got to definitely reach out to people and get some more help with that and understanding what that's going to look like. It's going to be a bigger project than I imagined, but also
Max,
excited to get on it.
If I may interject, you sounded like you're not trying to have this done by the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you
giving us a
walked
lot of
around
big
the fact
picture
that you don't have a
things.
third person yet.
You're right. Yeah. So, yeah, and I think that's what we talked about last week too. Is I'm not super concerned about getting a third person, although I will. Although I am going to do that before
Okay, that's
we get to that
all right.
reunion.
Okay.
Don't
But
tell us
I'm
you're
making
not gonna care, but care though. real
Yeah.
quick.
It's a little,
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch your baby in the car, but like I'm also like not.
Well, that just says I'm not going to do it. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Like, what? Tell us something, nigga. What you saying? Like,
I'm saying I'm going to get a third person.
okay, enthusiastically,
All right.
wholeheartedly, committedly.
Yeah, I mean, that I definitely am going to. Again, I'm going to cross this finish line, guys, right into the sun. That's my plan. So it's going to happen. And
We
if I
want you
need
to be
get 3
baking
people-
powder, not baking soda, Max.
Okay. I'll look that up and figure out what that is. All right, and for
Final
my
challenge.
last challenge, to write the first 60 pages of my Great American Novel, my goal this week was to get to page 40, because that will put me on track to get to page 60 by the reunion. And earlier today, I got 2 lines on to page 40. So I am on track with that one. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun just writing. And I think something I definitely wanted to do for a very long time. So it's just fun to have like this creative outlet and to just think of really cool ideas and just like, all right, fuck it, let's go, put it on paper and see what happens, right? And yeah, I just hit like stride late last week, and it's just been keeping going with this week. So it's fun because right now, maybe it took me, I don't know, like 4 or 5 weeks to go from page 20 to page 30. That was like a huge hump for me. It took me quite a while to get past that.
Right.
But since then, like the book has just looked like this infinite well of possibilities. And when I was going from page 20 to 30, it just seemed like the story was done. And I was like, I don't know where to go. But yeah, I just got unstuck from there, kept working through it. It wasn't fun. It wasn't easy, but definitely added more to it that opened up a lot more possibilities and made me realize like, oh man, this story is really only just getting started. So right now it just feels like I got a lot more to go, which is great because I certainly do have a lot more to write. So I think I'll definitely be adding another 10 pages this week. My goal is to get to page 50 the next time we record. So that's kind of like my micro challenge. And I feel like I'm
so you'll
making
be
progress
sitting
towards
high
that.
on 2 completed challenges.
Ideally, yes, that might be happening.
But
next time we
ideal
record.
on 3 completed challenges, huh?
I mean, yeah, but in 2 weeks'
yeah.
time, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's
All right, Max.
what I got
Clock is
going
ticking.
on, guys.
Palms are sweaty, knees weak.
Mom
spaghetti.
All right. Speaking of spaghetti, Frank, what you got for us?
Am I
Good old
spaghetti?
spaghetti Frank.
Is this what the,
used to
I
call
didn't
you-
realize this was it.
They used to call you Frankie Spaghetti back in the day, remember?
I, you know what? My recollection's a little hazy about that, but
Yeah, you don't remember? Hey, Frank, spaghetti about it.
All right, y'all. So I got 3 challenges. My first one is to maintain a consistent meditation regimen, which was given to me by Josh. My second challenge is to follow the no S diet for 4 weeks, which is no snacks, no sweets, no seconds. And my final challenge is to speak up more at work concerning social issues, which was given to me by Maximo Santana. So let's break this down. As far as meditation goes, 7 out of 7.
Of course.
Well,
That's 42?
yeah, so it was 42 a couple days ago. So we're recording this kind of in the middle of in the week. So it's about 44 now. And yeah, guys, Josh, as the warden of this challenge, have I completed this challenge?
I think you've completed the challenge.
Okay.
I think this is probably the most complete.
You
challenge.
you
In
know
terms
what?
of
I think
consistency?
you kind of completed my challenges too. Like,
Yeah, that's how complete it is.
Like, I didn't realize. So going into this, I didn't realize like how doing this every day really kind of like centered me. It's my keystone habit of the day. Once I know I have done the meditation at the beginning of the day, the rest of my day goes a lot easier. And the days where I don't meditate, as soon as I wake up, it's just like hell on earth because I'm just like, fuck, man, I got to meditate at like 11 p.m. So I love getting out of the way early because it just makes the rest of my day go absolutely wonderful. And it helps me with my other challenges. My second challenge, the No S diet. So before this, I had completed 3 weeks of doing 7 out of 7. Last week, I had 6 out of 7. So this week, if I did 7 out of 7, that would complete my challenge. And you guys.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I did 7 out of 7.
Hey!
Elephant. Get on the elephant.
Stampedes.
Bring on the stampedes. Bring on the
Stampedes.
stampedes.
sounds of stampedes, please. Thank you.
Yo.
Can we get a sound of a kiwi chirping in the spring?
Probably not. I'm gonna be honest there.
Yeah, only in the fall.
Yeah, we have winter chirps
kiwis.
and fall chirps.
But yeah, guys.
Wow.
So the thing is, I completed the 4 weeks, but within that 4 weeks, over the weekend, because the S also gives you sometimes on weekends so you can have something else.
Yeah.
And I, slowly like weaned myself off of like a bunch of like trash food. But Pizza Hut's really good with advertising, and they have this carryout deal, right?
Uh-oh.
Which is a 2-topping medium pizza for $7.99.
How much
And
are
I'm
they paying
okay.
you, Frank?
I'm not paid by Pizza Hut. So I'm like, you know what? I've been doing so well. This is, and like, if you listeners have been going back far enough, you've heard this before, where I'm like, I'm doing great. Let me reward myself with trash.
Oh God.
So,
Yeah.
once again, on episode 20, week 20 of Y'all Boys Talking, I'm like, you know what? I've been doing really well. I did 7 out of 7. Let's have this pizza. I ate that pizza over the course of 2 days instead of all in one sitting.
Oh, good.
That's
And-
progress. Yeah.
And then I had a second pizza. On
victory
Sunday.
lap.
I had a half a pizza on Saturday. I had a half a pizza on Sunday. And then I got another pizza, which I ate on Sunday.
1.5 pizzas in one day.
I had 1.5 pizzas on Sunday.
Wow.
And let me tell y'all,
Impressive.
after doing real good, you know what your body feels like when you eat a bunch of trash?
What are you doing to me?
Like trash.
Exactly. It feels like absolute trash. I was lethargic. I was fucking sad. I was just like, what happened? What's going on? What are you doing?
Damn.
You turned into Rocky?
What? I turned into Rocky.
Post
Yeah.
Rocky. Yeah.
And it was incredible because on Monday I felt like such shit because like all that pizza was just like sitting there. You don't digest 1.5 pizzas in 24 hours. All right, this part of me that's probably still digesting that pizza. But I've gotten back to my regular diet. I'm eating a lot better now, and I feel significantly better today than I did yesterday. And I just need to, this challenge or not, I need to remember that I can't keep fucking up like this because I'm not going to get any farther with my long-term health goals if I keep doing this shit. But yes.
Okay.
So Steve, as the warden of this challenge, would you consider this challenge completed?
Yes, and because you've done it 4 weeks. There have been some rocky in between moments here and there, but you've tried it for 4 weeks and at least more than 30 days, on and off. And I think you've learned a bit more about your eating patterns, and that's what I wanted more than anything. And I commend you. Right?
Yeah.
That's like
yes,
okay.
yes.
I was confusing that with condemn.
That's the complete opposite.
Yeah. I commend you for doing well.
Yeah, you did so good on this challenge. I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Disapprove.
And finally, for speaking of work concerning social issues, now this is a hard one to judge because, as we established many weeks ago, it's me standing in the middle of the office wishing a nigga would,
Hey, I'll be
and
the
then
judge
trying
of
to
that.
like figure that out.
Yeah.
But I think this week is the most successful week of this entire 20-week podcast.
Oh,
And why is that?
Because I hung out with my coworkers last Saturday night, and for the first time, I was unafraid to talk openly about race. Now, most of my coworkers are white, you know, and something I noticed with myself, especially with this challenge, is how often I try and, you know, try and conform or trying to like stay away from like topics because I feel like, oh, what if they're weird about it? What if I'm weird about it? What do I need to do for that?
Right.
But this weekend, like I talked about, you know, like how there were much more Latinos in the company and how I felt about that, you know, at the same time as being Black and Latino and like that kind of stuff. And the more I opened up about it, it wasn't weird at all.
All right.
Like they were just like, oh yeah, like they were interested in hearing my side. And the thing is, I wasn't giving them my side because I was afraid of what they would consider from that, of what they would take away from that.
Nice.
And it was amazing. And I felt more open with them than I think I ever have.
Wow.
That's great.
Building bridges.
Hey, people
Yeah.
tend to listen when they see your soul.
Damn straight. So I opened up my soul. I was being honest. I wasn't being argumentative. I wasn't being like, yo, fuck that niggas. Well, my brothers. None of that shit. I was just being myself.
Yeah.
And it
That's
felt
great.
amazing.
Nice.
So Max, with that being said, as the warden of this challenge,
Oh man.
would you consider this really weird and open-ended challenge
Yeah.
completed?
Frank, I'll have you know I was keeping count this whole time. Right? And with this being said, you just got to 7 out of 7 niggas would.
Or that they did.
Yeah. Yeah. You fulfilled 7 wishes. Yeah.
I wish a nigga would have.
Yeah. Yes. And
Wow.
So Frank,
So-
I would say you have completed this challenge.
Condemned.
Frank, you're done with this podcast, bro. I think you can leave now.
All right, let it out.
The door's on the left.
Yeah, let's
Just go ahead.
Let's
Yeah.
open the door for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Looks like it's just gonna be y'all. Oh, well, it's still plural. Never mind.
it's still y'all boys. It doesn't, it doesn't
Always
stop
works.
when it's
So
40.
guys, you
Yo,
know what that
shout out-
means, right?
Shout out to Team Frank, dog. All the Team Franks out there, dog. Yo,
They bet on the right horse. Yeah.
they put their chips on the best bet.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
This
Well-
means, guys, that Frank has already earned his trip in the Tesla.
Yep.
You
And
got a driver's seat.
Yeah, actually, could
If
you
you want.
like pay for the deposit and shit? Like,
oh my God.
Hold on. See the way my bank account's set up, like a checkings and a savings, right?
What I'm getting at is that if we would like Frank to have a trip in the Tesla, now we have to complete all of our challenges as well, or Frank doesn't get to go in the Tesla, unfortunately. So it's up to
Well-
us to make sure that Frank gets his Tesla trip too.
that brings us to Steve. What you got
Yeah.
for us?
Oh boy, the pressure of the Tesla and Frank and his success. This is a hard act to follow.
Haha, don't let
We'll
me
see.
down.
Yeah,
Yo, they got some Team Steves out there,
Yeah.
bro.
yeah. This
Big
is
contingent team
Team
Steves.
Steve. This is for you guys. So I got 3 challenges. First challenge is from Josh to journal every day. Second is from Frank, which is to make music, or specifically a 5-song full featured EP album. And my third challenge is from Max, which is to not wait. I'll start with journaling, and 7 out of 7ing it, just because it's been kind of this whole thing without being with my journal has, as much as I wasn't using it, or as much as I thought I wasn't using it at some points, knowing that it's like not around has made me want it more. And
Oh, it's
so
still missing.
yeah, I still don't have it, and I've been using the backup one, and yeah, I've just been making note of that every day for the past 7. Well, I guess 10. Since it's now Tuesday. But yeah, it's the streak continues.
Damn, kid.
So
All right.
if we're talking about checking things off, Josh, what is the threshold in which you want me to meet for this challenge?
You know, let's do one more week. Let's close this out.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
close
I
this
was
up.
thinking that too. Because actually, I mean, now that I think about it, we don't really have a choice because once we record on Sunday, then we can't really. I mean, this Sunday is like due day.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so-
the way I'm thinking about it is because we're going to be recording on Sunday. We're also going to be recording right after the actual reunion. So that's the deadline is the reunion.
Okay, that's true.
I want you to
That's
talk
true.
about
Okay,
the
yeah.
day
If
before,
whatever is
you know?
incomplete can be finished by the reunion, that makes sense.
Literally
Yeah.
on the way as we
Yeah.
step in the function.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I'll
actually,
keep-
no, because we'd have to be arriving in the Tesla.
Yeah, we have to do it before we get in the car.
Yeah,
Oh,
before,
before
yes,
we
there you
get
go.
into- oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
that's
be
right.
in front of the register cashing it out.
We'll be holding a credit card and be like,
Yeah.
one Tesla,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, we have to give it. We have to have the person with the car attest to all of our accomplishments.
The car rental leasing agent will also verify that we
Yeah.
completed all our
that we've
challenges.
completed these challenges. You
Okay.
have to read all 60 pages of your book.
All my journal entries, all our songs.
We got a YBT
gotta wait, Frank.
notary.
They're gonna have fucking Uber Eats ready to go for Josh and I. It's like, hey, you want this? Like, no, get.
Okay. Okay. So in that case, we'll see if I finish, and it seems like I'm on track for that.
Hell yeah. Stay tuned.
Second challenge is to make music, which I've also been making a lot of progress towards. I have a completed song, the skippity boop bop doop, little thing that I put together a couple weeks ago. I'm working on a very original piece right now. It's like about halfway done. I'm just trying to tweak it at this point, make sure it's catchy enough. I've been playing it enough to where I'm like, oh wow, I can kind of let this ride for 5 minutes or so without getting sick of it, and then I'll play it another night and then just make sure it's still good, and then I like it so far. So that's been kind of assuring that I have a little thing for pressing random keys. But on that, and it's not going to pertain too much for this challenge, but I've actually been enjoying this whole process so much, these little bits of pieces of learning things, that I was actually strongly considering taking piano lessons at some point. Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So I'll be looking into that more, as the challenge closes. But just down the road, I kind of looked around already, and it seems like a fun and reasonable thing to do. I mean, I can start with online lessons, find my way there, and then once I'm ready, I could do some one-on-one lessons, get myself a nice little electric keyboard, something to hook up to my computer, and just get into full production mode. So yeah, this has been a very fun challenge.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Damn.
last challenge is to not wait. Another abstract one, which I think we might have considered closed off, right? Like, Max?
I'll be the
Max.
judge of that. And since you waited till keep this one the last one, I don't know, man. I don't know
Oh,
where you're
man.
at, Steve. Where's your heart on this?
Yeah, I
one?
used to do it all the time.
Yeah,
but
and it's consistency.
slipped
man.
up.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I have been kind of thinking about it. In a weird way, I was actually thinking of waiting more for certain things, which has been kind of a personal problem I've been noticing within myself, and that's prioritizing things. Like, I think a few weeks ago, I remember I mentioned something about random, requests and projects coming my way. And yeah, it's a recurring theme for me, where I try to make myself available for a lot of people, whether they're acquaintances, clients, friends, or whatever. And in doing so, I can neglect my own priorities, and things just kind of get moved around, and just not. I end up putting myself second to, and not even just like the projects I want to do, but like basic functioning things like sleep and I don't know, my own well-being sometimes. And after speaking to people that are close to me, and notice this too, that they kind of push or elaborate on those concerns that hey, you need to prioritize things a bit better, learn to say no.
Right.
And I think that's something I definitely want to work on for myself and for other people too, because as much as I like helping others and my own independence, I think in some ways I should be able to better fine-tune my help so that I don't get so involved necessarily, and just give them like just enough tools to be able to do things, you know, on their own. One of them I'll bring up in my thorn for the week, because that's kind of what got me thinking about it. Because it's something I was like, this feels very familiar. Like it's something that happens to me like multiple times a week. And that's in some sense from not waiting, just because I get antsy about seeing someone in need, especially if I feel like it can help. I just feel obligated to at times. But yeah, those are my challenges.
So do you feel like you're gonna snag the final pieces of the treasure?
For music making, definitely. For journaling, yeah. And for not waiting, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, that was y'all boys talking. Seems like we're all
Was it really though?
Still one more boy.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because four.
One boy left.
All right,
Four
y'all,
plus
one
one
boys
minus one,
equals
yeah.
4 boys, and we only did 3. Okay, cool. So my first challenge was to keep a consistent workout schedule given me by F. Hernandez. My second challenge was to keep a consistent budget given to me by S. De La Vie. And my third challenge was to make music. And I'm here to tell you, fellas, I kicked ass this week, man. For one of my challenges. I was
Well,
working out.
That's a
which I
start.
did.
Okay. How many times
In
you
the middle of
work
the
out?
mountains of West Virginia.
Wow.
Take me home. Which was pretty cool. I did a lot of calisthenics. I did some Tai Chi in the beautiful, beautiful weather and beautiful mountains of West Virginia.
Fresh air.
Fresh air. High grade. My second challenge, my budget went to shit this week. Granted, I saved up money. I deposited stuff into my IRA. I paid all my bills. But I just excessively used my money to buy food, which is not good. And it's not Uber Eats. It's DoorDash.
Wow.
Same old mess.
So I was checking up on Josh for the workouts. So Max and Steve, did y'all check up with Josh with the finances? 'Cause that's one of the things we talked about last week.
I ain't here to snitch on nobody, but I ain't getting no type of contact. But I ain't gonna blame. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna blame.
I just wanted to know from my own knowledge.
Yeah. I
just want to know and for the listeners
I
to know,
completely
because we
forgot
talked about
that.
this last week.
That we were supposed to do that.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's a Frank, dog.
Facts.
That's why Frank has all his his challenges done already, and here we are.
Frank, do you need to check up on these guys to check up on me?
In the challenge
Yo,
checkup, Frank is checking up on people checking up. I don't know
Frank,
if people are ready
this
for
is
this,
ultimately-
guys.
I literally just checked up on people checking up. That just happened.
Well, look, either way, the guys didn't check up. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but I got nothing, man. I got nothing.
So how could we, Josh, how do you feel about the finish line when it comes to this
Yeah,
challenge?
this seems kind of hard to fix.
Here's the thing, though. I don't feel like I need to stick to a budget, and it's because I don't feel bad. I'm not like broke. Like I'm handling all of my business. I just need to account my funds, and my relationship with money is still not what it should be.
So Steve, as the warden, of the challenge.
Have I failed this challenge?
I don't know, man. It's coming down to the wire, and just looking back at the past 20 weeks or so, I think out of most challenges, this one was just always one of the more wishy-washier ones, where it's like you would always know what you had to do, but then you would just do the contrary with either overspending or under planning, just not being more financially aware, which is what I wanted for you to be. Just be more in control of your financial situation, because you're not starving. You're definitely not starving.
Damn.
Explosion.
You're doing good for yourself, but I don't think, because money is such an abstract thing, I think you're still not fully understanding the repercussions of not being in better control of your money. I mean, there's still debt to be paid. There's still things that you need to plan for in the upcoming future, and especially as you advance in your career, where I'm sure the amount of money you will be getting, will vary so much more that it'll be more. I think it'll be in some ways dangerous if you're not as prepared. Because right now it's just like there's some level of predictability, and like the numbers aren't crazy high. But if you just get this big lump sum of money for whatever it is, that you're working on, like projects. I mean, I don't have no idea how it works in like entertainment or just being an artist or an actor. It's just like, I can only imagine you just need a lot of foresight.
So wait, what do we? So can I do something like in the next 2 weeks to make this still happen?
I was thinking about it. It's like, maybe if there's like a makeup assignment that
how
you
about I
could
just
do.
send you all of my money and you give me an allowance?
That's not.
It's just a bribe. At
Yeah,
that point,
that would put you in an even worse
yeah.
situation.
Terrible financially. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I
do
just
you
give you
mean?
all of my money?
I just give you power of attorney.
No, I don't. I was just talking about my own priorities, and I don't want to be responsible for your money.
And the goal is for you to be able to manage your money,
exactly.
not for Steve to be able to manage your money.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think you're.
Yeah.
Have I failed?
Well, it's not over. It's
The
not.
deadline is when we have the credit card in front of the person with the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the challenge was for you to keep a budget and to, just what the underlying challenge was to be more financially responsible and aware.
And I feel like I am, right? I mean, I ain't got the
Do
numbers
you,
to back
though?
it.
I mean, the emotions.
Do you
made
though?
me feel-
Do you, Josh?
If we want to talk about how I've improved my relationship with my money, I will tell you this: I make sure everything goes to where it needs to go. It's just
And you weren't doing that before.
I wasn't really doing that before. Now I'm always on my bread. I'm always looking at it, but now I'm just like, well, all right, I could afford more. Like I'm operating outside of my necessary means.
God. Okay. I think Steve, you probably want to think about is there a way, what could Josh do, if anything, to cross the finish line and check this goal off? How can Josh prove to you that he can go out there and has made some improvements to how he manages money? And I don't think we're going to figure that out right now, but that's something you want to think about.
Yeah, I think I have a rough idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in it then.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Team Josh. I know you're out there. I know. We're gonna push through this though. I'm getting better, but god damn it, we're gonna push through. And as far as making music, I added a couple lines to a song. I've completed one song. I actually today met up some guys that are like pretty cool, and I did some work for them, and they're interested in starting like a bartering system. They have a studio there, so I'm gonna do some work for them, and they're gonna let me use their studio. So you can look forward to me having a mixtape completed before the graduation happens.
The
I mean, the
reunion.
reunion. Sorry.
Great.
So, yeah. Actually, here's a little taste of something I've been working on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's cute. It's quaint. It's
Sweet deal, Josh.
Anyway, on that note, those are the challenges. The pressure's heating up. Will Josh make it? Will Frank retire?
Frank's gonna retire from all challenges for the rest of his life.
It's all
And
down
will-
to
Done
here.
everything.
And will Max find his best life? Find out next time after this break. We'll be right back. It's late as fuck. BRB.
Are your texts getting misread? Need to tell someone something right now? Spell check getting on your ducking nerves? Try phone calls. Grab phone, dial, ring it, and smile. Contact your friends in a jiffy. Listen to the tone of their voice, the emotion in their voice. Glad, mad, happy, and rad. All sounds are included. Using age-old technology, your phone beams your voice wirelessly right to your friends, family, and even your dog. You can get phone calls using any cellular device, even the one you're using right now. Try phone calls, the best new old way to connect.
And we are back for our final segment. The segment that embraces gratitude. The segment that people just love. Rosebud Thorn. Cue sound.
Oh, I got my rose, I got my bud, I got my thorn. Here is the rose and the thorn and the bud of the week. I got my rose and my thorn and my bud.
Rosebud Thorn is an opportunity for us as y'all boys to give flowers to gratitude or amazing things that have happened this week. Your rose is something that happened this week that you're really happy about or grateful for. Your bud is something that you're looking forward to next week. And your thorn is something that was a bit of a in your side. All right, I'll go first. My thorn this week was that on my way of coming back to from West Virginia, my flight was delayed 3.5 hours. I got home at 4:30 and I had to be at work by 7. So I did like a sort of nap and showered. Thankfully, I stayed over at my friend's house and I got to work, but I am feeling the implications of that delay till this moment right now. So screw you, JetBlue. But thank you for that credit. My rose is that I was in the woods, in the wilderness all weekend, and it was really impactful for me. I really like the camp world. The camp world is a thing. Shout out to Anne. It was quite the experience, and I mean, I as I said earlier, it's changed my perspective of how important connecting with people with empathy is. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And my bud is that next week or this week, Saturday, I'll be filming my first short film. I'm nervous, scared, but really excited because I have a bunch of people that are awesome that are helping me make it happen. So, Max, what you got?
I got a rose. I got a thorn. I got a bud. My thorn was that I had to turn down free tickets to see Rocket Man because I needed to finish writing. And bittersweet thorn.
Sounds like a blessing to me.
Right. Yeah, a little bit of both. But ultimately, I would have loved to do both. But unfortunately, I don't get 28 hours in my day. I just got 24 in them. So had to decide no Rocket Man, but I got to write. My rose was Meal prep. Cooking food this week. On Sunday, made a mushroom Alfredo. That was pretty bomb diggity, if you ask me. And on top of that, before that, I had made some fried rice. I'm really just loving making fried rice. That's going to be like a staple of mine for years to come. And then just some good rice and chicken as well. So a good diversity of meal prep, guys. Diversity is great in all respects. Remember that.
Diversify your interests.
Yes. Especially if you
food.
diversify your meal prep, you will love meal prepping a lot more too. So that was my rose. My bud is that I got 3 pairs of shoes last week, and I'm just very excited to wear them the new coming weeks. I mean, just to me, new shoes unlock a bunch of different outfit combinations that have just been hidden away from me because I did not have shoes to match. But there was a number of sales last week, and my shoes just got in. I haven't worn most of them yet, so I'm excited to unlock the parts of my closet that have been closed off for me not having the right shoe choices. So thank you.
Please feel
shoes.
free to send us some of your shoe options on the YBT official channels.
Sure, I will definitely show you guys what I have unlocked. But yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, Steve.
I got a thorn on my back. I got a rose in the back, and I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, but I also have a bud. So my thorn this week was WordPress. If you've ever had to make a website that wasn't yours and it happens to be WordPress, it is just like finding a needle in a haystack full of snakes, and it's buttered up with almond oil, and it's
oh god.
it's not a good time. It's not a good time. I lost like 5 hours, give or take. I don't know. I lost like 3 hours or so of my day just trying to fix a friend's website that I had no idea even existed until they had asked me if I could help. And it's all my fault because I thought it was just going to be a simple problem, and it's just I misdiagnosed it each and every time, and it wasn't until the very end that I realized it was something really stupid that was going on with it. So that was annoying. But my rose is that I have my book bag. It was found. Well, I don't have it.
Shit.
Well, I don't have it yet, but I got a phone call earlier today from the airport saying that they found a book bag, that they found these boarding passes that were in there. They found my name. They looked up like itineraries, and they got my number, gave me a call, and hooked everything up. And my stuff will be here in 5 to 10 business days.
Nice.
I paid for it, but I have no idea how much it's going to cost because they're going to charge it tomorrow when FedEx picks it up and weighs it. It's probably going to be a lot. And I also put in a lot of money for the insurance because I have a work laptop there. And so I'm just excited that I don't have to pay back a brand new MacBook Pro or my Switch. I don't have to do any of that. I just have to wait. And yeah, I'm very elated.
All right.
And my bud is that I have a really nice contracting kind of project coming up. It's kind of like in the middle of it, but I'm starting it soon, and I'm working through it. I think up until July, and it's with someone I've worked with before, and the project's a bit more comprehensive, and I could get to use a lot of the things I've been learning at work to implement this. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get back in the freelance / contract / DIY money / heavy taxing income. And yeah, it's my week.
Okay. Cool. Frank, what you got? Close us out.
Here we go. Thorn, rose, and a bud. So my thorn is... So I've been in the position that I'm in at my job for almost exactly a year now. And I've been pretty much busy nonstop from when I started to... Yeah, pretty much nonstop. Until last week, where I had 2 entire days of downtime.
Woo!
And...
Shout out to downtime.
This is my thorn.
Yeah. I'm not wooing. I'm listening, Frank.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry. Me and Max were projecting.
No. I mean, I hate downtime at work, especially if I'm not planning on it. If it just came out of nowhere and I'm all of a sudden free, that's never.
Yep.
I never appreciate that part. Yeah.
Oh,
Because the thing is,
I
you're
guess I'm
still
only
at
lazy
work.
again here. Never mind. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, you're still at work, but you're not doing anything. And I was wholly unprepared because I'd had downtime in my previous positions, but those positions I was with like a bunch of other people. So when I had that kind of free time, I'd hang out and be like, yeah, what's going on? Woo. But because I have my own space and now I have nothing on the itinerary that needs to get done right now. Boy, it was those were 2 rough days at work, where part of me was just like, hey, maybe I should learn Illustrator.
You should. It's great. Really.
So so I started going on lynda.com and like really like, getting into that, but just overall my whole feeling was just like really down to those couple days, and now we're back to being busy, and I'm very happy about that. My rose is coordinated with Steve's thorn because I'm the friend that he was. You hear the listeners
Audible gasp.
that needed help at the last minute, and my rose goes to Steve. So I'd actually like to give my rose to Steve.
Hey.
Nice.
Because
Can we get some Oz?
because he didn't have to do this. An opportunity came up, and all of a sudden I needed an incredibly quick turnaround. I weighed my options of like how I'd be able to finish it, and I was just like, hopefully he can help me out, and he did. Even if it was tough, even if shit got real messed up and whatnot, like it meant the fucking world to me that he fucking did that. All right, so Steve, thank you so much. All right.
No, you're welcome. And I, honestly, given what I said about wanting to change that, because you, for one, don't do that regularly, if at all. Like I consider you a very independent person as well. Like just very hesitant to ask for favors. So I knew it was an important one. I would do it again because I knew what it meant to you and, to, things you want to do. So yeah. I would definitely do that again, but not this week though, because I'm tired.
Not this week though. No, and even outside of that, like I was feeling a little self-conscious even during that day. So I reached out to y'all boys, and like just to kind of hear like that feedback there, because one of the things that I wanted to do with this podcast overall was to like try and be more open with myself. Like as I was talking with my coworkers. Just trying to be more open with them and how positively that went, so trying to be more open with you guys and how positively that went. So if you learn anything from this, y'all listeners, is be yourself, be vulnerable. It works out more often than it doesn't. Mm-hmm. And finally, my bud is, there's this new show on HBO called Euphoria. The first episode was lit AF, and I'm really excited for the second one, and I can't wait to watch the rest of it. I paid $15 more to get back on HBO after Game of Thrones is over just to watch this show, and it's fucking awesome.
Is it euphoric?
Wow.
I believe so, yeah. It's
Okay.
amazing. Definitely.
Sounds like we got a nice old garden of thorns, roses, and buds.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this comes to the conclusion of our show. It is late as hell, and we're all exhausted, but we are happy that we were with you in this time, in your car, in your headphones, or in the gym. Y'all boys talking is thick, not slim.
I'm kind of slim, but
yeah.
Fine.
I don't mind being
You
thick.
know what?
I'm
Leave
getting
it in.
slimmer.
Anyway, thank you for listening. Tune in next week. We hope you have an amazing and productive week. Bye, Felicias.
We got a couple shout outs that we want to give. Shout out to Gino Music for making the theme song. The song is called Won't Stop. Eddie and Lewis for making the interstitial music and giving us the good vibes. Follow along with our challenges at y'allboystalkin.com. Subscribe to us via iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and SoundCloud. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Y'all Boys Talkin'. New episodes every week.